Pretty up today, huh? They got rid of all the bad habits the last day. But in fairness to Donegal, Dublin started off really, really well. And up as far as the time Dublin got the penalty, they seem to be all over. They seem to be all over Donegal. But since then, Donegal have taken this game at Dublin, and Dublin have it all to do.
John, going into the match, it was obvious that if Donegal were to win, they were going to have to take their chances. When chances came, they started missing them. Goal opportunities came for them, and we really thought that things were going to go against them.
In fact, Mike, it's interesting to note that 5 of the Donegal forwards have scored from play, and certainly they're not in the least bit intimidated by the reputation of the Dublin defence, and they have varied their game, playing it short and playing it long to Tony Boyle, and I certainly would rate them very strongly at this stage. They seem to be in control, and they haven't been intimidated by the whole occasion.
Let's take a look, Sean Boylan, at that first Donegal miss. There was a little bit of a hard stopper for them because there was goal written all over it.
It was a change of cue, yeah.
Here it comes.
Okay. But when this ball comes in, long high ball came in. Donegal have been persistent with the short ball. This long ball came in very well. The ball breaks down. James plays really well. Went to the goal, and the ball came back up the upper, and you say, well, gosh, things are going to go against them. But at least they got something out of it through Martin. You know what I mean? They salvaged something out of it, and that helps. Whereas Dublin with the penalty, not knowing.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the Dublin penalty. We'll have a look at Charlie Redmond's shot in a moment, John. But first, let's look at the incident itself and see, do you actually think this was a penalty in the first case?
Well, my first impressions are, and having viewed it in the actual replay, did not appear to be a penalty. We can see it here now again. It certainly didn't appear to be a penalty. He kicked the ball, he got his chance to put the ball in the net, and he had missed that chance, and certainly from where I could see it, it didn't look like a penalty.
And the penalty kick itself then?
Well, Charlie will have nightmares about this again. Certainly down, I'd always stuck to my players if they're taking a penalty, you've got to kick his ball low. And Charlie just took 3 steps back there. It was mentioned earlier on, back in 1988, he missed one similar, and certainly he will be sorry man tomorrow morning should they lose this by a point or two.
All right, well, it's all down to the second half of this match. That's coming up shortly right now that we have another commercial break to take, so stay with us for more chat after that.
And again at midfield for Dave Ford. Donegal, no changes.
Jim Carney rounds out there, but you clearly heard the information. We were talking about Jay Foran here at half-time, Sean, and you were saying that he was actually, you think, playing better than Paul Clark.
Yes, I thought he was playing better, and since the supply of ball stopped going into Vinnie Murphy, Dublin are in terrible trouble.
What do you think of that change, John?
Well, I would certainly agree with Sean, but having said that, I think Phelan had to be introduced, or he's the type of player he may swing it. He certainly, when he was introduced against Clare, he made a huge difference to their game, But I think Dublin have played their trump card early now. They haven't got a whole lot of strength and depth, particularly up front for forward play, So it's going to be very interesting.
The question is, Sean, can Donegal keep this kind of first-half performance up, because it was blistering at times?
Absolutely blistering. The pace is terrific. But if they get 1 or 2 scores early on in the second half, they settle them. The tails are up. They're going very hard to stop. It's a huge task for Dublin.
On the other hand, if Dublin can get the first score or two, then the game is almost all square again. There's really nothing in it.
There's very little in it. But the thing is this, that nobody would have thought the way the first 10 minutes went that Donegal were going to end up in this position.
All right, gentlemen, well, thank you very much for the moment. As you can see, both teams back out onto the pitch, ready for a second half that, well, to say the very, very least to it, it's going to be interesting to look forward to. Let's turn back again then to our commentary team of Colin O'Rourke and Ger Canning.